Due to our recent Zenith of Power disaster, I need to perfect my infantry gear, which is normally not an ideal thing to do this early in the game, but we have to do it and I'll explain why in a second. First, let's discuss what that Zenith result changed on my original commander and equipment investment plan. Soon we will finish our KVK 3 and my plan for KVK 4, which is going to be our very first season of conquest, was running 2 marches. 1 infantry and 1 cavalry. For infantry, it was pretty straightforward, Voldos and Luce, both expertised. For our cav march, I already got my Joan to 5515, which is in my opinion the perfect low investment commander, and I was going to pair her with our expertise double relic Minamoto and use that march until we see the next legendary cavalry commander. And based on what they release, I was going to either max that commander and pair with Joan, or if that commander is underwhelming, I will go back and max either HOQB or good old Alexander Nevsky. After that, keep saving sculptures until the next archer commander to see if they would release another mighty healing 2 damage archer. And again, based on the power level of that next archer commander and the possible synergies, either max Shajar and the new archer or stick the tried and true Zhuge and Herman, expertise them instead during our KVK 5. And the equipment configuration for each march was going to be like this. Not perfect, but very solid. Materials and blueprints are distributed almost equally between all our 3 marches. But unfortunately, all these plans went straight into the trash can, because I literally zeroed my own speed ups during the Zenith of Power. This means if I use 3 or even 2 marches consistently, I won't be able to heal my troops after some time because I'll just run out of speed ups. But on the other hand, I'm literally the definition of a farmer. Hell, I'm the Prime Minister of Agricultural Department because I said everything I had since day 1. So this needs to change as well. This means we need to recover our account gems and speed up wise, but we also need to perform relatively well in KVKs. And to be able to do both, I think there is only one solution. And it is having 1 extremely strong march instead of having 3 equally alright marches. We will spend less resources and less speed ups to heal our troops during KVKs, and if we make its gear and armaments as good as we can, plus use the best city skin and the civilization for that 1 single march, we will get great reports and our trades will be super efficient. But of course the problem with that approach is that it will take way more time for us to reach certain KP goals, simply because in the grand scheme of things we are going to deal less damage in total because we are using 1 march only. But considering the fact that I'm recently spending a lot more time in the game, I think we should be okay. And that's why we are going to craft the best possible gear for our infantry march. And if you're wondering why it is infantry and not cavalry or archers, it's simply because I believe Liu Che is right now the best commander in the game, and if you're gonna play with 1 march only, it has to consist Emperor Wu of Han, aka Liu Che. Now, legendary equipment wise, I already had the helm, chest, and gloves until couple days ago. We got 2 special talents out of 3 crafts, which was insanely lucky. And last week, first I decided to craft the Shield of the Eternal Empire just to celebrate our first tier 5 unlock during the stream. And guess what? We got another special talent. But it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for being on the What the? 2 days after that, after our massive Zenith of Power failure, again during a live stream, to finish off my legendary infantry gear, except the accessories of course, I decided to craft Eternal Knight and the set boots. And guess what? We got a special talent again. For some reason, when I quick forge, I get lucky, but no, not this time. It's not going to... How does it keep happening? At this point, my luck was getting ridiculous, but finally, the spell was broken, and unfortunately, I couldn't get the special talent on the sturdy boots of the Eternal Empire. So this is our current infantry gear, and it is definitely not looking like it belongs to a 250 days old account. What is next, and how are we going to upgrade this gear even further for the upcoming KVKs to perfect our infantry gear and perform really well even with 1 march only? Of course, the first thing should be fixing the accessories. Once we get the blueprints, I will either craft a Horn and Ring of Doom or Greatest Glory and Ring of Doom, depending on the feedback that I get from some top tier infantry players. Now, the reason why we might ditch Horn of Fury and instead go with Greatest Glory and Ring of Doom is because this extra combo attack from Liu Che's expertise has something similar or maybe even better when it comes to rage generation, and that's already in his kit. And number 2, contrary to Horn of Fury, because it can only be obtained from your Season of Conquest KVK shop, Greatest Glory, you can get the blueprints of it from outside of KVK. This means it's going to be way easier if you want to, try the special talent or refine it, but even better, in my opinion, that is like a little bit of a waste. you should first do the awakens. And every time you're going to awaken an equipment, you're going to need the blueprints, and it's going to be way easier to get the greatest glory so that you can just keep focusing on your Ring of Doom from your KVK shop. After we craft our legendary accessories, first we are going to focus on awakening our equipment, and step number 1 is going to be getting every single piece to awaken level number 2. And after that, since this is an infantry march, which means it is slower than cavalry, we are going to get our boots to awaken level 5 so that we can get extra 5% march speed from tier 4 and another 5% from tier 5. So in total, we're going to get extra 10% movement speed. After that, depending on our blueprints and materials, based on the current situation, we can either keep working on the awaken level of our accessories or first get special talents on our boots and helm so that we can have a full 6 pieces special talented infantry set, and it's going to be sick. This is only the equipment section. There is one more thing that we need to fix, and that is of course our armaments. Compared to our equipment, armaments are looking way worse. So from today, we will again go into the hoarding mode for armaments only. Until our first season of Conquest fighting starts, I'm going to be saving all my formation choice chests, like basically anything related to armaments. Transmutation stones, transmutation crystals, whatever. And the day before our first season of Conquest fight, we are going to open all those chests and hopefully make this armament set way better. And also there is one thing that I want to mention regarding our infantry armaments or armaments in general. This is why it is quite important to understand the system, inscriptions, and having that knowledge is super important. I have a very specific inscription which is battle ready. As you can see, it's a rare inscription, it's not special. However, just like all special inscriptions are not created equal, not all rare inscriptions are created equal as well. It is true that almost all the time, special inscription is going to be better than the rare one. However, sometimes, like this example, Northern Parchment, Armament type Scroll, our special inscription is destructive and the rare one is battle ready. Between these two, the difference, the gap is actually not that big. There is a video from Big Kane, there is a video from Civil. His videos are in Chinese, I guess, but he'll always have that English translation, so you can definitely watch them, where all those guys go over destructive versus battle ready. It turns out that yes, destructive is still better than battle ready. It's a special inscription. It is the best in slot. However, the difference between, let's go to this one, straight to the point and even killed, or invincible versus unswerving, is way higher. The difference, the gap is way higher compared to destructive and battle ready. And I guess the reason is, if you take a look at the destructive, 3.5% boost in normal damage, that is pretty good, but it says 10% chance to spend 100 rage to increase the damage of that single attack by 70%, versus battle ready, it doesn't have the 3.5% boost in normal damage, which sucks, but this time again 10% chance to consume 100 rage, but you gain 35% bonus to normal damage dealt for 2 seconds. And if you're using a smite march such as Gorgo Liuche, William Wallace Liuche, by increasing their normal damage for 2 seconds, you're also increasing their active skill damage because it is smite damage. So I think what we have here, battle ready, is a great inscription, and for sure Northern Parchment is the last thing that we need a special inscription on, which will of course affect our future investments or future decisions when it comes to armaments and inscriptions. That's why the understanding the system is ready, but nevertheless, we are going to save a lot of chests. Yes, it will be true that every single time I get a formation choice chest, if I open them, maybe I'll get something really good that could boost the power of my arch formation so that I can get some better trades, like slightly better trades in our KVK3 as well. But to me, it's always more fun to saving those chests and opening them at once. And this way also we can have another big armament chest opening video. If you missed the first one where I opened like 343 formation choice chests, make sure to tap on this video and I see you there.